By the time this red light turns green, the United States government will have added another $500,000 to its credit card. By the time you scroll past 3 TikToks, it's added enough to buy a new car. By the time you finish your coffee, it's added enough to buy a small house in Ohio. And nobody in Washington is even pretending to slow it down anymore. My name is Nick, and the number on that card just crossed $38.9 trillion. The interest payment alone, just the interest, not a single penny of principal, is now larger than what we spend on the entire United States military. The last time that happened on a sustained basis was 1934, the year before Social Security existed, the year before most of your grandparents were born. This isn't a story about a deficit. It's a story about the exact moment a country quietly stops being the kind of country it used to be. So let me walk you through what just imploded, why it matters, and what you can actually do about it. Here's the thing about the phrase debt bomb. It sounds cinematic. You picture a single Lehman Brothers Friday where everything collapses at once. That's not what happened. The bomb went off in slow motion across the last 12 months, and we're standing in the smoke right now arguing about whether we smell something burning. Let me walk you through the fuse. May 16th, 2025. Moody's, the last of the 3 big credit rating agencies still willing to give the United States its top score, finally pulled it. We lost our AAA rating, which we'd held since 1919. Think about that. We kept that rating through the Great Depression, through 2 world wars, through Vietnam, through stagflation, through 2008, through COVID. We lost it in 2025 because of math, in peacetime on a Tuesday. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent's official response was, quote, "Who cares? Qatar doesn't, Saudi doesn't, UAE doesn't," which is the financial equivalent of yelling, "We don't need you," at the only friends who keep loaning you money. 2 weeks later, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, the guy who sees more financial pipes than anyone alive, stood up at a conference and said, quote, "You are going to see a crack in the bond market. It is going to happen. I'm telling you it's going to happen, and you're going to panic." He didn't say maybe. He said going to. Then July 4th, Independence Day. Trump signs the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. The official Congressional Budget Office score adds roughly $4.1 trillion to deficits over 10 years once you include the interest. That's more than the entire GDP of Japan. They named it big and beautiful. The bond market did not find it beautiful. 2 days earlier, a routine treasury auction came in weak, and I know weak bond auction sounds like something only finance nerds care about, so let me translate. The United States held a yard sale to raise $25 billion. Of every 5 neighbors who said they'd show up, only about 2.5 actually did. The ones who came demanded a discount. March 2026, China's reported holdings of U.S. Treasuries fall to $652 billion, the lowest level since 2008. What did they buy instead? 225 tons of gold last year alone, more than the entire gold reserves of Switzerland. They didn't just sell our debt, they bought a vault and filled it. May 19th, 2026, the 30-year Treasury yield hits 5.19%, the highest level since before the Great Financial Crisis. 3 days later, Kevin Warsh gets sworn in as the new Fed chair. Trump stands next to him in the East Room and says, and I'm not making this up, "I want Kevin to be totally independent. Don't look at me. Don't look at anybody, just do your own thing." Which is the same tone of voice you'd use telling a Labrador not to eat the steak you just put on the counter. That's the fuse. 12 months. Every one of those headlines individually would have been ignored. Together, they're the bomb. Now let me show you the math, because the math is more disturbing than any of the headlines. The total national debt is around $38.9 trillion. That works out to $288,000 per household. More than the median home price in 30 states. Your family's share of the national debt could literally buy you a house. In Ohio, with a yard, congratulations, and it's growing. We are running a deficit of roughly $2 trillion a year, every year, forever, ever. There's no plan to stop. The proposals we do have, like the Big Beautiful Bill, are explicitly designed to make it grow faster. But the headline number isn't even the scary part. The scary